I slipped on my beans! Hello, Potato. Oh dear, Grannies are here. Granny Rita, what's happened to you? You slipped on your beans. Let's pick you up and put you over here. What beans have you slipped on? Bluey beans? For real life? Yes, now you can go to your local Mega Lo Mart and get yourselves Bush's Best Bluey Baked Beans, slow simmered beans in classic brown sugar sauce. Now hold on. I am reasonably sure the beans that Granny Rita slips on are probably much more likely to be this style of bean, Heinz beans. I looked it up, actually, and it seems like the most popular brands of baked bean in Australia are, Heinz is up in there, I guess, but a brand called SPC and a brand called Watties. And I want to say the way it looks in the show is the most like the Watties can than the SPC, and certainly looks nothing like Heinz, and absolutely looks nothing like this, although this does say on the back, I slipped on my beans. So, yeah, if you look there, like, that looks a lot more like the Watties can to me than Heinz. So, well, I feel like it's the same style. I looked up the ingredients, and they are very much like the Heinz. They're very tomato-based, as opposed to Americanized sugar beans, which is what I think we're going to have here. I actually had, when I found these in the Mega Lo Mart, actually my wife found them, they were only in the overstock. They didn't have any on the shelf. And I think that's because I'm pretty sure these are just standard Bush's baked beans. Even with the Bluey packaging, the special can wrapper, and I slipped on my beans on the back. I feel like this is just going to be your standard Bush's baked beans. Prepared navy beans, water, brown sugar, salt, mustard, paprika, turmeric, cornstarch, onion powder, spices. I will say I appreciate that there's not a ton of artificial stuff. Why would there be artificial stuff in baked beans, even American ones? But yeah, sugar is like the third ingredient, which I think I've seen ones with sugar is like the number one ingredient. So that's still an improvement. But you can scan there for more Bluey fun. But I couldn't pass up a chance to bring back the Grannies and have some Bluey baked beans, even if I know I'm not going to particularly care for them. They're going to be sweet American baked beans, and I really do prefer more of the European beans and tomato sauce. Beans means Heinz, after all. But I couldn't pass up. I couldn't pass up Bluey's beans, even if I feel like Bluey, actually, I think Bluey and Bingo would love these beans, because again, the third ingredient is sugar. These are basically a dessert. They say they have a great taste, vegetarian, and are a good source of fiber. We got here 15% of your daily sodium. That's not awful. 6 grams of protein. That's not awful either. Did I buy 2 cans of these so I can keep a can of Bluey beans? You better believe I did. So, yeah, let's, I didn't grab a tin opener. Let me grab a tin opener. We'll take a look at these, and then we'll heat them up and have some Bluey baked beans with the Grannies. Right back. All right, got my tin opener. So let's crack it open. So I don't think I actually finished what I was saying there about them being only an overstock. And I think it's because I wonder if they're even a different SKU than the normal beans. They had plenty of normal Bush's beans on the shelf, and I feel like they didn't put these on the shelf because they had the same product without the Bluey packaging on them. Not realizing that there are children, or indeed adults like myself, who will buy beans solely because Bluey's on the tin. There's a lot of liquid in this. Very liquidy beans. Yeah, this looks just like your standard Bush's stuff, which is fine. This is kind of like, the standard American baked bean is where I feel like Heinz is more of the standard European baked bean. Yeah, they're normal beans. So, we're not going to do anything special. I'm not going to do any beans on toast face-offs. These are not the right kind of beans to do beans on toast with. You can. But they're not. When I think beans on toast, and as an American, when I think beans on toast, that probably doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. But when I think beans on toast, I do think your tomatoey beans, which is why I have been on a search. I'm still on the search for an American version like this. Because what beans are these? What beans are actually in these? And they do their ingredients. Here we go. Just beans. Doesn't say. These are navy beans. Doesn't say what kind of beans these are. But I mean, they do look the same. So yeah, let's go heat these up. We'll try them. We'll confirm that they are in fact just normal Bush's baked beans. And then we'll wrap this video up pretty quick. But yeah, couldn't pass up Bluey baked beans. Be right back. And I'm back now with some incredibly hot Bush's best Bluey baked beans. And yeah, as you can see, these are... Let's go down a little more. Too far. Perfect. So yeah, very thin. I'm going to say a little thinner, a little saucier than a Heinz bean, but as you can just see from that color, this is not tomato based. This is absolutely molten sugar. What else was in this? I mean, water, obviously, some mustard in there, onion, garlic. Yeah, so it's beans, water, and sugar predominantly. So, I mean, I'm going to be disappointed just because I feel like if you're going to get the Bluey license, you should do... First of all, we should have done something a little bit more like a European, or I mean, it seems like Australian beans are very much the same when you say baked beans over there. As where American beans are basically a bean dessert. I feel like they should have... It would have been cool to see Bush's try to do a tomato sauce based baked bean, because I'd be keen to see what theirs would be like. But we're going to try these. Let's try these. Yeah. Just normal, everyday Bush's baked beans. So, I mean, if you like Bush's baked beans, well, you'll like these because they're just Bush's baked beans. If you're hoping for something like what the Grannies were trying to steal, you're going to be disappointed. I guess the assumption is that most Americans won't realize that baked beans in the U.S. are different than baked beans in a lot of the rest of the world. Which then makes me wonder when people who see... I suppose I had the same issue when you see references to beans on toast and things, like the Monty Python spam sketch. I can't imagine putting these on toast, so I feel like I must have wondered why they were having these on toast, why they have this as part of the full English breakfast. I guess in America, our breakfast is largely a dessert anyways, so maybe that's why I never really questioned it. But yeah, I'm really personally... excuse me. Really personally, I get choked up over the subject. Really personally a fan of like Heinz. I haven't tried any of the brands. If I could try an SPC or a Watties, I would. I also think I'm pronouncing Watties wrong. I'm putting too much emphasis on that first syllable, I think. But these are what you expect to receive on your plate with your hot dog or your burger at the family barbecue. I just realized I think my microphone has been off the entire time, so hopefully the camera picked up enough sound to be good. Because I'm not redoing this. I do actually have another can of these, but I'm keeping them because they have Bluey on them. Yeah, these are just your standard American baked beans. They're Bush's. They're hardly the lowest quality out there. The beans are a little soft. This is kind of actually why I wanted to revisit more stuff from the Serious Bean Company, who made those Dr. Pepper beans last year. Because their beans had like a little more firmness to them than this. And well, the Dr. Pepper beans themselves were too sweet as well. Like actually sweeter than this. The bean quality seemed really good. These are very mushy beans, which is normal for Bush's. It is what it is. But the Serious Company was a lot more, had like a firmer bean. And these are kind of more firm too, and I kind of like that texture as well. But I couldn't pass up Bluey baked beans, and now I've done them. And myself and the Grannies will now finish off our slow simmered beans in classic brown sugar sauce. And I hope you found it at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video where I won't slip on my beans.